Hi everyone, you're watching Janna FX, and today is going to be another technical analysis for a new trading week, which will start on 24th July 2016. So there will be again major pairs, and also I'll make an analysis for gold. So at the beginning, as usual, it's the warning that Forex trading is a risky business, and you can make and you can also lose invested money and even more. So before you decide to trade, you need to look for a financial advice, ask professionals, and if you decide to trade, it's all up to you. It's all your decision, and I don't give any guarantees or warranties. I only share with you my opinion, and all the videos are only for informational purposes. So all the risks you take is all up to you. If you agree, we can continue. If you disagree, please change the channel. So now we can start doing the technical analysis. As usual, before the market opens, remember you have to check economic calendar for pairs you are going to trade, and check out for news events. There will be quite a lot of news events next week for dollar, for Canadian dollar, for Australian and euro and pound. So please check it out. I'm not going to spend time right now because I did actually show to you so many times how to do it, and just make some notes in your diary, or you can make some marks on the chart, on the trading chart, so you know when the news are going to be, and expect of course some movements during the news events. So, and let's start with my favorite pair, of course, euro dollar, and all the levels I haven't touched. You just see what exactly I had from the previous week. So right now I have a 4-hour chart, and you can see the whole picture at this moment. We have a main, let's go to daily chart, but I'll show you daily chart. So as you can see the main picture that euro dollar is in the downtrend, and I also have these two red horizontal levels, and the euro was sitting in there a little bit and trading around it. You can see how many wings, and finally started to move a little bit down, continue, broke the bottom level and started to go, continue go. But as I'm saying, it's not really very intensive movements. It's kind of still doesn't want to give up, as I'm saying. So I didn't do any trades for euro dollar because to me it was not a good opportunity. I didn't see anything because, as I'm saying, it's still to me that euro can't decide which way it doesn't want to go. So it doesn't want to pick any trend properly. It looks like it's going down. So let's just go to a 1-hour chart because you can see better what the week looked like. So if you remember, that was our previous week and also week before. So it's all around this price levels. As you can see, 111, 110. So it was sitting around the area, and the last week it's actually all concentrated around 110, and as it broke that channel, and you can see it started to move and stopped around here before the market closed. So that's what I'm saying. I didn't see anything, and I didn't want to do any risky trades because to me it still looks very messy. And right now, as I'm saying, there will be some news this week. Of course, there will be some movements. Maybe, hopefully, it will be a little bit more clarity in what direction is euro dollar is trying to pick. So what I'm saying, it's not very clear to me, because if you would look when we had that very big drop, that one we had, that the market is still sits around this area, and it still doesn't want. If you remember, it stopped around here and we had this wing, and it stays here, and it still doesn't want to continue, doesn't want to pick the direction. So it's not either not going up and it's not continue going down. So it's kind of like stuck in the middle. Let's say it's kind of a consolidation, if we can call it that way. So we have a little bit, of course, a tendency, like remember when was that big drop, then it's a little bit consolidation, went up, then it's like a little bit drop and stopped around here, then it's again went up a little bit, corrected itself, then it's dropped a little bit, and you can see this little bit of correction, and it started to drop again. So it's kind of getting smaller and smaller and narrower. So For example, for this new week, what can I say? It's unpredictable again, as I'm saying. There will be news, so we will see what's going to happen during the news. Maybe it will give us a little bit of clarity. But if you would look at this, if I, for example, try to draw it that way, so you might possibly would continue go down, will pick its direction down, or because it stopped right where we had previously that big drop, as you can see right here. It's quite possible that it might stop. It could be possibly stopping point, and it might be that euro dollar will turn around and will try to go back into this channel, or we can, for example, I can move this level, and you can see that a possibility that it could be the horizontal consolidation channel is just widened, so it might turn around, or might continue going down. So as I'm saying, for me, it's uncertainty for euro dollar, and you know, these are not very big movements. And for example, if you try to catch this movement, it's only about, well, okay, 40, 50, but as I'm saying, or for example, that one is the same, is not very big, it's about 40, 50, 70, okay. It could be, but as I'm saying, it's a little bit risky, and it's not very big movements to risk and go into trade, is what I feel like. So that's why I didn't do any trades. So what I can do, possibly, I'm just thinking maybe I should leave it as it is, because I can't see any patterns at that moment, and I just don't want to make any other channels, just because I need to see what's going to happen. Maybe because that level, actually, you can see that level actually was broken. We had like once it was stopping here, was touching, and around here we had few touches, and now it feels like it couldn't come back into this channel. Then it kind of gives an idea that yes, possibly it continue going down. Finally it will continue going down further. But as I'm saying, because it will be news, it could be any direction. But at this moment, this is what the picture is. Yes, it does. It slowly is going down, but it stopped right here at this moment. So still an uncertainty. I think actually I would leave it here, just to see if it will try to go back, and I will probably draw another one, so we would have another point, the stopping point here, because we're going, well, because we see it's the body of the candle is on a 4-hour chart, it's quite big one, so we'll go on the 1-hour chart, see what it looks like, because you can see in here it stopped a bit and started to turn around slowly. So if we go here, possibly I can move it a little bit lower, just to see what it's going to look like. For example, if I'll go a little bit here, and it kind of gives a little bit of impression that it might go continue going down a bit, so a little bit more, and that could be a stopping point, because we can see it's getting slower and slower, that these corrections, they get shorter and shorter. See, if that one was quite long, was a little drop, you can see this is quite short, then this is drop, then it's a little bit longer than this one, but we had a little bit messy here on Thursday, and it has a little bit, so it's a little dropped and a little bit again went up and down. So as I'm saying, for me it's kind of messy for euro dollar. That's why I'm just at that moment I just probably would leave it as it is. I mean, yes, I can try to draw something like that and see if it will go, and if it will create anything. Maybe it will go and will be sitting around here at the opening of the market, and will do something, and to try to look for any opportunities to go into trade. Quite possible, but as I'm saying, probably at this point, leave euro dollar for now again, and just see for other pairs, because I did make some trades for other pairs, and better conditions, and better, let's say, signals for trading some other pairs. So can look, and possibly maybe to leave it like this, just to see how it's going to react on that level, really, because we have some tops touching it. We have one, and we have the second and the third top, and the fourth. So if I open a little bit more, so you can see. So it could be some possibilities, but as I'm saying, for me, I'm not going to touch your door again for the next week. I can leave this. Well, no, I'm probably just going to remove this. I leave it. I leave the bottom one, which I'm still going to leave it. No, I think I'm just going to remove it for now, and I'll just leave these two main levels. And as I'm saying, it might possibly go again, just like a zigzag, zigzaggy, going like this, but I'm just going to leave it like this for now. So that's it. So this is for euro dollar. Now going to a pound dollar, and for pound dollar I had a small trade. It was right here, and you can see that was a stronger signal, if you can call it signal, because the concentration, just as I said from the previous week, we had a channel, a little uptrend channel, and also the main picture on a daily one. You can see it's a big, less than a weekly one for the better view. You can see it's a big downtrend, huge channel. So it's inside a very big main downtrend channel, and we had a little bit of correction, and the market was going up and created us a quite strong. This is what I'm saying to you guys. This is what I'm looking for all the time when we have important levels, and when the market will create us like a little mini trend channel inside the channel, and at the levels, that's a quite strong indication for me that it's going to break and it's going to make a good movement. So it's more safer to trade this way. That's what I prefer. So this is exactly, as you remember from previous week, this is where the market stopped and opened all Monday. It was just sitting here all around this level, and it's created that little beautiful mini uptrend channel. And when it's broke here, this is the movement. This is the movement I got. And just like you can see, the main, so you see it's about 170, 180 pips. So it's a very good movement. And the stopping point for that movement was the bottom level of the main trend, main channel. You can see it stopped here. Again, it's created this little channel, but I didn't use this one. I didn't want to trade that one. Why? Because which also was quite good opportunity to do this, but for me it wasn't as strong as this one, because as I'm saying to you, the longer, as you can see, what the length of this one was, see about 60, 59, and 63 candles, and the length of that one is only about 30, so about 20 candles, and the movement was also quite good, even at in the morning was about 8, and it's actually continued to about 150 pips. Movement not as smooth as it was on Tuesday. You see, we had up and down a little bit and up. So, but as I'm saying, as you can see, this is not as big the channel. That's why I didn't go for that. So I had a good trade in here, so I decided I'm not going to touch it anymore. And could also try to catch this one, but because it's kind of in the middle of nowhere, you can see it's far away from all my levels, so that's why I didn't touch this, and didn't got that movement. Also it's Friday, so I didn't get it. So what's now for pound dollar for a new week? I'm leaving all the levels again the same. Possibly this channel is actually, I don't need these levels because it's already worked out well, so we don't really need it. Now we still have the main red one and the main blue one. And again, as I'm saying, there will be some news, so remember about that. Make notes, mark it in your chart, and what we can do, of course, as you can see, is we have that top is higher and this is quite low, that it's of course, we know that the pound dollar still also is uncertainty what is happening. So yes, it's kind of, as you can see, moving up and down, so it's kind of like in a downtrend, but it could be corrections, so with the news could be anything again. That's why I'm not going to draw any other ones. So we can see that top one stopped a little bit around the same levels as it was previously here, so kind of a little bit at that level, but I'm not going to draw it because there is no point at this moment. I mean, I could just bear in mind that, for example, for this movement, if it will turn around and will start to go up, then it would be a stopping point again. So around this area, because we already have some candles around here, some stopping points, so it could be possibly. So why I'm saying that, because if you would look again, depends how the market would behave at the opening, and on Monday, that possibly here it will again create like a horizontal channel, just like it started to create here. But this was, as you can see, very close to a bottom level of the main channel. So possibly could be that this will continue creating this horizontal channel, and of course the possibility it might break it and would go either up or might go down. But as I'm saying, this one is kind of a little bit could be risky in my opinion, because it's a little bit away from this main level. So for example, if I will try to see how far away it is from it, you can see it's about 27 pips. So it's kind of quite away. So what could happen? It might create a little bit of the channel, then drop here, touch it, maybe break a little bit and come back. So it could be not enough movements, especially if the market will be preparing for a news event again. So that's why possibly can watch this what's going to happen. And if, for example, if it will continue, why I'm saying, because exactly see what happened here, it's created that little channel. I'm looking right now at the 13 minutes chart. Of course, if you go on the 15 minutes chart, you will have more candles, but we have at this moment, it's enough to look just at it, and you can see if it will go up, for example, it's more room to go up. It's about even to these levels where I'm saying I'm not going to draw a channel. Just bear in mind we have here tops. You see, it didn't go further than that, so it could go again about 100, maybe 160, maybe a little bit lower, but it's more room for going up, of course. But because it's so close to this level and it's not right next to it, that's why, for example, for a going down and breaking it, it might not move enough. So that's why, for example, I am not going to draw again anything for pound. I'll just leave it as it is, as it's still around the same levels as I had previously. And again, we'll see what's going to happen after all these news events again, and what happens at the opening the market, and also we'll see on the Monday if it's going to create, if it will actually touch the level, we'll go a little bit lower, and we'll look just for any patterns and any possibilities. So try just to see what's going to happen, because as I'm saying, there is no point to try to draw and try to see if there is any up or down trend, because you can see after that big drop, it's also it's corrected a bit, it dropped, it's corrected again, so it's also, it can't pick a proper direction. That's all. That's why we have all these movements all around these levels, because it just doesn't have a trend, a proper trend. So that's what for pound dollars I'm saying. We'll look and wait for what's going to happen in that area. So next one is Australian dollars. I also had a small trade in here, because also a very good little trend channel right at the level which I had from the previous week again. So 4 hours again, looking at the chart. Now let's go to the daily one so you can see what was here. Remember, I draw this little level, and now we're going to 1 hour chart. So now let's go to daily one again. So you can see like the main picture is, remember, yes, Australian dollar is in uptrend, and we had one top, then we had second top, and it's actually created the third top. Remember I was telling you, it looks like first it was creating like a shoulder, but it broke it, and then I said it probably will create the third top, and it's exactly did what I told you. It created the third top, and you can see. But as I'm saying, it's like wings, and that's why I thought it does look like, because you know the third top is usually higher than the previous two, so it's quite often that the market create, like for example even here you can see it's like 1, 2, 3. It's quite common for the market for pairs to do three tops, 1, 2, 3, after which would be quite good drop. So because it was wings, I wasn't sure 100% that maybe it created the third top. Maybe it's not, but you can see it did create a third top, and it has a good drop, and you can see again it stopped exactly next to a bottom level of uptrend channel. So it broke again this shoulder level, which I'm still keeping it, because possibly it could be it start to create something around here, maybe. So that's why I'm leaving it, because it didn't come out from any of the channels yet, so that's why I'm going to leave it as it is. So, and now I'm going to show you, this is what we had from the previous week. The market was sitting here, and around this level, that's what I was telling you. I didn't remove that level previously, because wasn't sure if the market actually reached it. So you see, it didn't reach a little bit, didn't touch a little bit of the main trend level, and it dropped here, and it's created again this beautiful mini trend channel right at that level. And of course, so this is 1 hour. If you go in 30 minutes, you can see it's much more candles we have here, and even in 30 minutes, if you look, it's a quite good length, it's quite good distance. It started from Friday and until end of Monday. You see it's like 59, 60 candles, so it's in 30 minutes. Of course, if we go on 15 minutes chart, and you can see it has lots of candles, so it's very beautiful little mini trend. So you can see that's it. But as you remember, this trend channel is a little bit different strategy to a horizontal channel strategy. So this is a trend channel trading. So a little bit different. You can watch the other videos, you know, all the strategies. So, and you can see it's broken, it's beautiful, beautifully moved to the previous level, which was a shoulder one, and it's even broke it. Of course, I didn't catch the whole movement. I only got a little bit of the movement, and it was enough, but it was quite strong, because it was, as you can see, all the candles were sitting around the level, and it's actually broken and come back, and was sitting around this little bit area down and come back. So didn't see any opportunities afterwards. There was no point to do it, because it was all so close to all these levels, and for me, that one strong movement, one strong opportunity was enough for a trade. So now, as you can see, it's all around these channels, all around these levels, let's say. So what can happen on of course the new week? Again, remember about news. So it possibly can sit a little bit around this area, and would be just trying to, of course, break one of the levels. So as I'm saying, it stopped right here, and of course, the first thing could think that possibly maybe it will turn around, and it might stop around here again. Maybe it will stay a little bit here before the news will come out. Maybe it will start to make movements straight away. With this level, it's possibly I probably just leave it, just in case. Why I would leave it? Because if we will have a movement, then that could be again a stopping point. So our wick will be here somewhere. So it's about 50, it's still about 50 pips. For example, if it will sit in here a little bit and move, it might try to stop it. Except he did break it before, he did, and created a top, and possibly it might be not as strong now, that level, because it was already broken. It could just, if it will continue movement, of course, if it will go And from the previous weeks, remember also I had this top and that top, and we have another level. So for example, if it will continue going up, will turn up, then that could be the next one before we have that 0.79 before this. As I'm saying, there will be some news and it can move in any direction. But at this moment, we can see that it moved down. So it's created a top and moved down, and was stopped by the bottom level of the uptrend channel. So as I'm saying, waiting for now, what's going to be created here? That's what I would wait for, if it will create. So that's why I'm saying I probably wouldn't even draw that level. For example, I could draw something like this, and to try to do anything about trying to break that one. But because I have already here, and you can see again, it was also, the market was stopping here again twice after all of these movements, and been around this level a few times and stopped twice again. So it's possible it could be just some creations around this area. So these two ones could be quite important. That's why I'm not going to draw this one. And also for example, if it's changing direction and actually going down, this is also quite narrow, so you can't draw anything to see if it's actually how it will go. For example, like this is what I'm trying to tell you, when the market changing direction. So for example, if I could see if it going that way, for example, imagine if it will break, it will go down, but I can't do this because you can see it's too narrow, very small, and we still have market to open, and we have Monday, and that's why that level is quite hard to draw right now, and no use to it. And need to see when is going to be movement, and at what point where it's going to break that level, if it will go down. So then we would know and see how we can, for example, to draw it to see the starting of the downtrend. But at that point, that's what I'm saying, I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to leave it as it is, because it still sits around here, and I would leave this for now, just in case if that could be something or stopping market to move. So that's how I would leave Australian dollar and the dollar at this moment, just as it is. So dollar yen also had no opportunity to do any trades for me. As you remember from the previous week, again, this is the daily one. I told you that this is quite sharp. It's a very sharp movement up. That's why I didn't want to draw any other levels for it, like I did before previously. Remember, that was a very beautiful movement, which is another little uptrend channel inside the downtrend, and that was a very good, after it broke, was a very good movement. With this one, as I said, I don't want to draw because it's too sharp. You can see how quick the market moved up, not smooth. So it was a daily one, and you'll see on 1 hour chart is the same. That's why I didn't want to draw anything. And exactly right now, I'm not going to do anything, because if you would look, it does look like it's continue going up, just as I thought it would continue going up, except I was thinking to remember when I was trying to tell you, maybe we could draw something like this. That means the market turned around, but because it was too sharp, it was too up, I couldn't do that, because it could be possibly I would have to draw it this way, but then it doesn't touch the level, not many candles touching it. So that's why for me, if I would draw it like this, as I said to you previously, it's not enough. It's not good. Not many candles touching it. Only 2 candles touching it. Just the bottom one and the top one. Not good. That's why I said I'm not going to touch dollar yen. I'm not going to do anything for it. We will see if it will continue down. Then we would know what to do. But the more opinion was it's trying to continue going up, and hopefully maybe we'll touch this level. Hopefully it will create something around there. Maybe it will break a little bit. We'll create something, maybe pattern, maybe channel or anything else, and then we can see what we can do with this. What kind of opportunities for any trades would be in there. Because as you can see, even going up, it's slowing down a little bit and looks like it's just consolidating, like in a little horizontal. So it's like it went up there, and all this week it was horizontal, and okay, went up, went down, horizontal. Yeah, could try to catch this movement, but to me it was unsafe to do it. That's why, as you can see, I didn't do anything about it, and again, I'm not going to do anything. There will be news for dollar yen, so after that, maybe before the news, it will create something. We'll see, but it will be during the week. At this moment, I'll just leave it as this, what I'm saying. So hopefully it will continue going up, maybe a little bit more before the news. Need to see where it's going to stop, and after that we can draw something. Because again, look at this. If I will, for example, try to draw, let's say I will not touch this area because it was out of the trend, and even now if I will draw something like this, we have exactly the same situation. It's not touching much, only this part touches it. For example, that's where it was, also wasn't good. Okay, could have catched a little bit of this movement, as I'm saying. It's not strong. That's why it was nothing. I didn't want to do anything about it. Again, it might be it went down, but look how it's slowing down. Look, you see, it sits here. You see, it's actually was sitting here a little bit before, previously, and it does the same. It slowed down a little bit, went up and slowing down. So slowly it's kind of still continue. It's uptrend with a little bit of consolidations and uncertainty. That's why for me, I'm not touching it. I need a little bit more clarity, more confirmation for go for any trades for dollar yen. That's how I feel about it. That's how I think. Right. So, and with the main that downtrend channel, remember I was saying to you also, because we had this come out a little bit, and possibly it could be that, of course, we can a little bit adjust them and see that maybe a little bit plus minus, it could be that it's finished the movement, it finished going up, and it might turn around now and start to drop, or it might break this and continue going up. And we have all these levels, which I'm also leaving as it is. I'm leaving them on the same places. That's why I'm saying it's uncertain again. For some confirmation, if that is actually a limit, we need here, to me, I need the creation of something here. I need the creation of the channel, I need the creation of the pattern, maybe flag or anything else. But at that point, to me, it's not strong enough. So I'm going to leave it exactly as I left it before. I'm using previously setting. I used this top, and I used this top and this, and I used this bottom, and I used now I moved it a little bit. I need to bring it all back to where it was. So that's the daily one. So we have a little bit of here, see, a little bit. So I have one top a bit stronger. I have these tops. So we had this part come out. I'm going to delete it again. So I have it like this. Just making it a little bit narrow. Just moved it, and I need to bring it back to what it was, a little bit narrow. So even the bottom here is a little bit away from these bottoms. So I can move them a little bit higher. I think it was like this before. That's it. So as you can see, it's all back. So that could be still continue going up. So that's what I'm saying. If it will start to create any pattern around here in this area, then we can move that level a little bit lower and think that that was the end of the uptrend. But and possibly it will be trying to break it. If not, it might continue and create something around this area. So this is what for dollar yen. So for me, I'm just leaving it as it is and just waiting for creation of any any pattern and consolidating or channels. It's possibly it started already, as I'm saying. You can see it stopped here, and maybe it is will be creating a horizontal channel quite long with, okay, went up and down and come back again here, as you can see. And possibly before the news, it might continue something like this. Some uncertainty might create. Maybe it will go a little bit higher, maybe it will just stay in here, maybe a little bit lower, and stay around these areas. But as I'm saying, at this moment, it's not worth it to risk it to me. So I'll just leave it. I'll just leave it as is. Just bear in mind to, I'll probably keep an eye, of course, on this area and see if it's actually going to continue horizontal movement. Okay, going to dollar Canadian. Didn't touch it at all, but just as I thought, we'll go in 1 hour. I also had all these levels untouched, and just as I thought, remember, the market stopped around this level, and the first thought, of course, was that it's turning around, it will go back up, and that's exactly what it did. It didn't reach the bottom level exactly. It stopped a little bit higher at the red level. As you remember, previously we saw that it was kind of looking like a creation of the head and shoulders, but it's like we have a shoulder here and the big head, and then it was maybe to create another shoulder, but it was broken, and we have all of this concentration of the candles around this area. You can see this exactly what it was previously, and it still sits in this area. And also there will be some news. You can see it did break a little bit. It did break it, but it stopped here. It didn't continue going up. So it will continue, or it might come back again and sit a little bit here until some news events would happen, and so we'll see. I'm not going to touch it again. I didn't touch it. I mean, okay, yes, what we can do is just to see. So I'll probably draw this level because it could be quite a good one. Why? So you can see another one. One of the uptrend. You can see how many candles we have. So this is 4-hour chart, and so that's going up, and as I'm saying, it's broken, but we need to see how the market would open and what's going to happen on Monday and before the news, where it will go. It might stop and concentrate around this level. So just to see, for example, where is that movement going and how far and how strong it will be. Possibly it could it's creating something around this level. So it's going up. Maybe it will go slowly around it. So that would be one of the opportunities to see if could be, maybe possibly it could be trade. So you can see it's the whole week it was just smoothly going up, breaking one of the levels. Didn't stop it, because you can see as it started to move up, that would have been it's actually stopped at once and went down a little bit, but didn't want to give up and continued its movement trend up. So we'll go on a daily one and see. So maybe possibly it will still continue going up to that level. Let's see how far we are away. About 240 pips away, so it's still quite a long way. So it might not reach that far. So unless, as I'm saying, unless there's news, and of course that news, it could be big movement. You can see what's this movement. So all week it was about 200 and something pips. So possibly is this 200 and something pips. And possibly it might would want to break that level, or it might. So just to me, for example, here, as I'm saying, need to see what is going to be again opening of the market, and how it's going to behave on Monday. What it's going to do. It might, as I'm saying, with the opening of the market, might already will break it. Maybe it will already, the movements will happen on Monday. So then can think what we can do about it. So that's all how we do it for dollar Canadian. Because yeah, this is quite strong level. I mean, of course, I can try to see if maybe it was the stopping point already. Maybe it's turning around, because if I would look what the top here was, but you see we have it's touching that top. From that top exactly. Yes, we have that top a little bit here and here, so it's stopped right now here. So at this moment it's quite hard to say if it actually did break it, or it will create a wing here. You know, it might be just a wing and then it come back. It might come back inside this little area before some reasonable news come out, and some reasonable events which will make another movement. So it's possibly, it could be, it might turn around before it will make a movement. So for example, if it will continue here, and then we would expect any movement. So you see from that, even it would be around 100 something pips, and back there is about 280 pips. So definitely leave it like this for now, and we'll just wait what's going to happen. So I'll just leave it as this. We'll see. And of course, if it will continue going up, need to see where it's going to stop, and if it's going to, again, waiting for creating of any patterns or channels. As we're going to wait. So at this moment, we can see it's just going up, and possibly it was a stopping point. Because as I'm saying, it could be a temporary stopping. I mean, if it did break it, went up, and maybe it will come back. And as you know, I draw it like this right now, but as I'm always saying, when the market opens and what's going to happen Monday, maybe Tuesday, you need to move. I would move. The level, of course, depends what's going to happen here, because you can't rely on it after opening the market, because you know that it could be a gap, it could be it might create a channel. Maybe it will sit here, which would be perfect if that would do. For example, if it will come back in here and create a little channel, if it will create, it would be nice. Then we can use that level, and then if it will be a channel, then there's lots of room would be. For example, we come back, because look at this little channel, it was already here before. You see, again, it's 1 hour, or a bigger to see. You can go on again 30 minutes, 15 minutes. That's what I do. If it will create little channel here, then we can draw another one, and that would be our other point for to see the market. You see, it's a lot of room there. You can go quite high, quite a lot of room up, or of course, again, for example, here it might even cross around the area where it might be possibly breaking point for going down. It's probably about the same. Yes, you see, it also has good room. So I will be keeping an eye on dollar Canadian, of course, at that point, because it does create a very good, at this moment, it does create a very good little uptrend channel. As I'm saying, it's very important to see what's going to happen at the opening market in Monday. What's going to be there. So I'm leaving it at this moment. At this moment, I'm leaving like this. But as I'm saying, it would need to be, would need to have a little correction. It might be like this. If I'll go on the 13-minute chart, it might be not using this bottom, but it might be would have to use more candles like this. You can see I have candles here touching it, candles here touching the bottom here and here, and if it will create something here, it will be more candles will touch that level, the stronger it will be. That's how I see it at this moment. You see, that's why when I might need to not to use this bottom. So that's how I work with all the support resistance levels, trend levels, trend lines. So that's how I'm going to leave dollar Canadian. I'm going to keep an eye on it to see what's going to happen later. So now we're going to Euro Pound, which also I didn't touch Euro Pound this week at all. And what it did. So we have 1 hour right now. This is our previous week, a week before the previous one. You remember it stopped here, and I draw this channel. And yes, remember I was telling you that I did not know that when it stopped here, I said possibly maybe it stopped going up and might turn around, but I left because, as you remember, again we had this swing, and I was saying that maybe what could be, it could have been like this. Remember I told you that? Because we had this swing, but as I'm saying, that's why I don't trust wings too much. It just depends if the market is already moving the right direction, then you pay attention on it. But at this point, that's why I draw the channel that way. You see, now you can see that why. I used the bottom, I used the bodies of the candles. So first I used the bodies of the candles. And that's exactly what happened. The market did went down a little bit, let's say it was a correction, a little correction for after the uptrend, and it went up. It's continuing the uptrend. That's what I was worried about. Exactly, I told you about it. That's why I draw the levels like this. So that's why I didn't do any trades, because, as I say, it was nothing I could see, because it stopped in the middle of nowhere. It was uncertain where it's going. That's why I drew it like this. So, and you can see it moved a little bit down and it come back again. It looks like it's broke it a little bit, but as I'm saying, like here when it's sitting around the level and we have the wings, we can move it a little bit higher, and you can see now that maybe again possibly it stopped here. But as I'm saying, always waiting, expecting some consolidation, waiting for any patterns or anything. That's why, okay, possibly for the next week, yeah, maybe it stopped, it might turn around, or it's anyway, it did try to break it, but it looks like it come back inside. Well, it didn't come back exactly inside. If we would leave it using just the bodies of the candles here, so it did looks like, yes, it did return into it. But if we would see, are there any patterns created here? You can see there is nothing at this moment created. All we would use this level is for a stopping point for the movement, which was the up movement. That's always what was used for. As you saw, we moved it a little bit higher, and that would be a stopping point, and know thinking where you should come out from the trade if you were in a trade for this. But as I'm saying, to me, as you can see, was nothing, absolutely nothing here. Of course, I could try to try to catch that, which could have been possible when that was from the previous week. This is what it created during the week. Of course, could draw something like this a little bit, right? Just to wait when it reached here and try to catch this movement. It was not bad movement too, as you can see, it was about 80 pips, but I just didn't want to go into any trades in here because it's still kind of okay. It did move, but we had a little bit of too much of the movements up here, then it's down. I mean, this was a quite good movement, but trying to get it together, this was a little bit not, let's say, not perfect for me. That's why I just decided I wouldn't risk it. I just didn't want to go for it because I already had trades previously. That's why I thought, okay, I had my trades, I had some profits. I wouldn't go and try to risk it to try to catch something else, because I didn't feel like it was quite a strong one, because as you saw, this was a little bit not as perfect, using these tops, using these bottoms, and we had wing here. That's why it was not as strong for me to do so. So as I'm saying right now, it looks like it turned around. I mean, again, you can try to do something like this, but it's not, again, it's not as nice, and I don't wanna do anything like this. I think just it just looks like it's still going in downtrend. You just need to keep an eye on it, what's gonna happen around this area. Will it try to continue going down, or maybe it will try to go up and try to break that level. So probably just we'll go on the daily one again. So just leave it as this. I mean, it's a little bit messy, as I'm saying. It does look like that big movement again and a half. It looks like kind of like head and shoulders a little bit to me, but not as strong. So I would think it could be might go a little bit again somewhere like around this area. Maybe it will go something like this, maybe turn around, or maybe it will continue down. kind of creating something like head and shoulders, but I wouldn't think so too much on it. So probably, I mean, it could be some, because you can see how many candles again concentrating in this area. So it could be, again, it's a little bit of uncertainty where to go, but maybe it will be like a little horizontal again consolidation, but that's how I just leave it as it is. And I'm saying again, it's July, and summer is not the best months for me. I don't usually like to trade, or I'm just making just few simple little trades where I'm a little bit more sure about them. But now I don't know. I'm not gonna do anything for it right now. You see, it went up as I'm saying, but if it will be high a little bit, it's definitely inside. But right now it's like this. I'm just leaving it as it is. So we'll see what's going to happen next, but I just leave it as it is for now. Okay, and now going to gold, which I told you I do not trade gold. I am testing it. I did try it when I was trading with Talinex on the demo account. I took part in competition, and I tried gold, and I told you it actually did quite well. And that's why some of you asked me to do a technical analysis for gold. As I'm saying, I don't trade it on real account because it's very volatile and it's moving a lot. And I still did a first analysis for you guys last week, and this is what happened to it. It's actually did exactly what I expected. Remember, this is 4-hour chart. You can see what happened. Let's go on 1 hour. You can see what was the previous week. So here's was where the market closed last time, and remember I draw these levels just thinking, okay, it looks like the market went to one. Let's just go to weekly. So what we have, the main picture is a downtrend, very big one, and then it's a change of trend. We have a little uptrend inside, still like the huge down, right, trend. So this is our uptrend. So this where the main levels came from. Here they are, and I have that one because we also have some tops around here. So I draw that as because it's going up, and we need to know that maybe what would be possibly a stopping point. Which could be a resistance. So the market moved around this level and turned around. You can see it turned around, and for that uptrend, I said that possibly we have a downtrend here, so right? And what I told you, I draw these levels, and I said when the market opens, we need to see what's going to happen on Monday, because then we might not need to use this level, as it might not be correct. So then I draw these two, because we had a little bit of here, you see these two bottoms, and it stopped also here. That's why I draw these two levels. And as you can see, actually gold stopped around these levels and continued at the beginning of the week. It's opened, and it's actually it was really surprisingly it created the candles right next in the middle of these levels. You can see that's what I was saying when I was trading on in a competition, taking part in competition with Talinex. I was really surprised how gold actually did quite sometimes it did like really well, going right correctly inside some of the levels. You can see, well, it was Monday, and possibly it could have been a trade, so just to try to trade on the breaking that level, as you can see, but I didn't place any trades. But you can see the movement, even that little movement is like 80 pips. That's what I'm saying. It moves quite a lot, and that's why I'm kind of feel a little bit uncomfortable yet to trade it live. And also, I told you about this little candle because this is standing out. That's why I said that possibly that level could be then adjusted, and you can see that actually this movement stopped mostly around this area. You can see that if you put even a little wing here, it was a little bit of indication that it could stop. But at the same time, before that, there's a breaking point, and trying to take a risk and place the trades for breaking that level, it could be possibly also profit in here. So it could have been a trade. So I did place the trades, but as I'm saying, I'm testing it, testing the theory, testing the strategy a bit. Of course, for me, the most strong indication was this channel. So, and exactly, you can see the market moved forward Monday, Tuesday for 2 days. It did not go anywhere. It was sitting in that channel. I mean, I draw it quite wide based on the previous tops here and a top here. So it was quite wide. But as I'm saying, I think for trading gold, you need to go for a bigger time frames. I mean, a 15-minute time frame might not be as good. I didn't try it on the 15-minute time frame, but I usually prefer to place trades on the 15-minute time frames, 15-30 minutes. But this one with gold, it could be a different picture. So what I did and how I was trading it before on a demo account. So I use this channel and I use this level and I use that one. So I place the trades from this big levels, and I place the below, not my usual 20 pips as I'm using. Well, you know, also it's decimals, it's different. It's like 20 pips is actually 200 pips, but I hope you understand what I mean. But I'm saying like 20 because it's more well, I prefer to say 20, but it's really 200, but it's 20. So instead of 20 is usual, because look, you have here wings, and you can see, look at this, it's already like 28, like 300. So I had my trades, and actually have a look, I put 30 pips, which, as you can see here, is 300. So I put 30 pips from the bottom level and from the top level, and it took me in the trade in here, and then I just took like 40 pips. I took a little bit more than I usually do, and I just wanted to see how you see, and actually the movement was about 120 pips was moving. So the stopping point for that movement, well, actually it was more, because it did went down and it's corrected, but you know I usually like to put the trading stops. So in this case I didn't put the trading stop, I just put like take 40 and that's it. And the movement was 150 pips, but that level, which was previously from this channel, that was a kind of, for me, an indication that okay, it broke here, and possibly I was thinking, okay, where is going to stop again, right? Because always when you're in a trade, you want to know when to come out from it. You want to come out in time. So if the market turns around, you will end up with profit. And so that was the level for me. And of course, when it was moving slowly down, I was thinking, okay, it might be a little bit higher, right? But might be a little bit lower. And that's why, well, I leave it like this. Okay, it didn't reach it a little bit, but again, you can see, right? Because we have this big candle, we have this come out candles, we still have that top, so that's why I could have been plus minus. That's why I didn't want to risk and, for example, go for 100 pips. That's why I went only for 40 pips. That's how I did it, and that's how I usually do with the pairs. But with gold, as I'm saying, it's just a little bit different story. So I'm trying to test in it and see how it what's the better would be to trade it. What's the best way? But I'm saying like 20 pips. I usually do 20 pips from the bottom borders of the different levels. With gold, it's bigger. It's bigger and bigger time frame. So well, we'll see how it will continue behave, and to try before I'll try it actually on real trades. So at this moment, so what I did is see it come out from here, and now I don't really need it because it's already did a job. It worked out, and we don't need this. Here you can see the market actually went down and turned around and tried to get back inside that channel, but it didn't. So it didn't break. It didn't went in. it turned around and continued. Now it's going down. So what we can do at this moment, you see that previous week it was quite clear about this level. This week it's a little bit unclear. And again, I'm saying another thing, I noticed that the gold reacting quite a lot and moves a lot on news, of course, for a dollar. And this week there will be some news, like for example will be FOMC, and that could be a good movement. Then I don't know if they're going to change interest rate or not. Just watch the news, just read what they will be saying, and I will try to see and place a trade again, probably on still on a demo account, to try to see how it will behave on, for example, that news. But there will also be some other news, so check out some other news. But the FOMC is very important news, especially if there will be change into interest rate. But I think at this moment it says that probably not going to change, but you need to just need to follow the news and see what they're going to say. So as that come out from this, I think I'm just going to remove this for now. I mean, it might try to come back again, but I'm just going to take it away, so have a little bit clear picture to see if I can draw this downtrend channel to see if it's if it is a downtrend, or maybe it's stopped. You see, it stopped about the same. The bottoms are about the same level. Let's just go on the daily one to see what's going to happen. What is happening here? Well, it does look like a little bit again head and shoulders pattern, maybe, possibly. You can see because we have this is the head, yeah, this is the one shoulder, and this is another one. Because you can see it stops at the same kind of levels. It stopped at the same levels here, and it stopped at about the same level. You see, it's all the same. Here the same, and here the same. So maybe it could be a head and shoulders, not very pretty one, but possible. So what I can do, maybe it will sit in here a little bit, concentrate, and then make a movement, maybe. So I think, so if that is the pattern, it's quite a lot. If you see again, can it move like 500 pips? You can see it did before. It can move so much. So if there is a head and shoulders and you expect it to move around this area, you can see like, well, if there will be strong news, of course, if it's a very important news event, it can do this. So that could be the first, let's say, the first stopping point. So what I'm going to do right now, I'll go on 4-hour chart, which is giving us a bit better picture, and I'm going to draw these levels. So I'm going to do it for me to know. Okay, so that's the bottom line. You can see it stopped here and it stopped here too. And I'm going to draw a top level. So again, you can see why we have it here. Well, okay, it did jump a little bit, as I'm saying. Need to know actually how to deal with this. And at this moment, so I'm leaving it like that. I have these stops, and of course, it's already turned around, so don't need to worry about it right now. So it's turned around here, and it's stuck in the middle. I can see it. It's obviously is in the middle. It's about 100 something and 100 something. Yeah, right in the middle. Stop here. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of interesting. That's what I see. Let's say that one. That's what I see. Again, maybe a little bit high, maybe a little bit low. Could be a little bit. Could be like this. Maybe even leave it like that, just to at this point, because we have more. Again, you see that level touches more candles. We have here concentration, a little bit here, a little bit that. I'm just leaving it like this. That's it. Would be a bit better indication that way. I'm just going to see again what else we can do. There is no point to. I mean, could draw something like that, but no, I don't think I'm going to do it because, like, yes, like this. I wouldn't do this because we already have. I have already that level, so there is no point. I mean, you obviously can see we have one bottom here, one touch here, and it does touch it here, but I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to have it here, just to keep it clear. We have a little bit of confirmation. Okay, there is important area. It's important area, but okay, I've moved that, and it's going to look like this now, and it's moving. Obviously, you can see it's moving down at this moment, but you need to see what how it's going to open. So of course, for this week before the news events can I think that it might just move around, maybe a little bit closer to this area, maybe just to stay in middle. But before the news happens, that could be a good indication. Depends, of course, depends where it go. Maybe it will continue going down and stop around here or around this area. So then we would have these levels. For example, if it will go up, this would be some indications. For example, if it will go down and we'll try to go up. So okay, you see, it's like if previous week was we had we did quite well creating this channel. You can see that that's little trend channel inside a downtrend. So if that has a good indication at this moment, it doesn't show anything. I mean, okay, it was going up and now it's going down, so that's all we can say. Now we just need to see what's that going to create, what if it's going to create again anything. But I mean, as a bigger picture, we can see that we have the top and we have the bottom. We have this. You might, as I'm saying, you might not use these levels, might come out from them and might create a little bit of, but it's quite long way. So you could quite possibly just stay around here before the news event, maybe somewhere in the middle, maybe around this area before it will decide to go either down or up. But I'm saying we will see how it will react on the news again, how far it's going to move. So that's all my thoughts for gold and for other major pairs. So hopefully it was useful, and if you don't want to miss new videos, new technical analysis for next weeks, don't forget to subscribe, and see you next week. Bye everyone.